message definitely getting across that if you have a following, you should definitely feel as if so let me reiterate the message being, if you have a following, you have some kind of entitlement or responsibility that you should uphold.
Yes. I back that up 100%. I feel like if people listen to what you say and they act upon it and they follow it to a T, like for instance, and I think this can actually lead into my other question, but let me answer your question that you asked me first. Yes, I do think that if you have an influence over a group of people, especially young people whose mind is like a sponge, we all know this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're growing up in your teens where you discover who you really are, you know what I'm saying? That's when your mind is absorbing everything. So I feel like, yes, you should feel obligated and you should feel entitled to what you are saying. And you also, like Zay said, you know, you either stand for something or
and fall for nothing.
Exactly. And I think this can piggyback into my next question. Since music has changed, the message still isn't changed. Like, why is the influence in rap videos still drugs, still women, still like overdosing and killing people? Like, is that our culture now? Or is it just because like music's changed? Obviously the sound, like obviously you hear it in rap now, but what they're still rapping about still hasn't changed. Why?
So as far as that goes, I feel like it's more of like, it's like product of your environment. So it's like if you were raised around that type of influence, you know, you're more influenced by that type of lifestyle. But if, you know, if you're influenced by a more positive lifestyle and, you know, it doesn't really, like, you like, it's almost like you talking about the stuff that you're involved in. So it's like you have to be able to back up what you're talking about, you know. So it's just like you got people that will speak about something that they're really about, or there's people that speak about something that they're not about.
Do you even think it's possible to rap about something other than what's culturally accepted?
I feel like as far as like from a clout perspective, if you wanted to get more like clout and just more, you know, what is it called? Like, I'm gonna just say screen time, you know, like people just want to be seen and heard. So they're just saying things, but they don't really have anything to back it up. And they don't have, it's more like you should have people and evidence to back up what you're talking about. So it's just like, in my case, where I'm speaking about my music, people can relate to it because it's almost like a message that I'm sending that's like, anybody that's been through the struggle knows that they ain't the only ones. But at the same time, it's like people that, you know, are rapping about, you know, the guns and the violence. It's like they're promoting a lifestyle that isn't really very broad, but they're promoting, you know, what they've been through, and they're just speaking on their, you know, their past, their present, and, you know, possibly their future. You know,
understandable. That's definitely it seems like it's been a developing trend since R&B, rap, everything kind of came out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way that it seems is that just seems to be the trend. It's always seemed to be the trend when it came out, and Tupac, all those guys came out. I'm gangster, I'm rapping, and that's fine. But really, like, was there a story though? Could they have thought of a story to tell?
I don't think it was storytelling, because I think back in those days it was just the reality of what they stepped out into, and they had to just preach about it because people were
that's
not understanding
product of your environment.
Yeah, because people were not understanding, like, why are you rapping about violence?
Like,
why
I was more into like the Like, if you ever seen movies by like rappers, like if you seen the Tupac movie, if you seen Poetic
All
Justice,
Eyes on Me, Oh, not that one. Are you talking about Poetic Justice?
and Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent.
I just saw that movie like last
Literally
weekend.
in the
Great
beginning
movie.
of the movie of Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent literally said, after Tupac, everybody wanted to be a gangster rapper. So it's like he started a era of, you know, gangsters wanting to speak about what was going on in their environment. Although it wasn't good, you know, they just wanted to get their message out, and that's all it really was about. It's like people won't really listen to you unless you're in a certain position. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I was always told, nobody listens to a poor person, but it's just like, if you make yourself heard, you know, they gonna hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Also, like posting that you have like a certain like legitimacy to yourself, or even like, you know, like I think it's called, what is it? Like when you attract something, but really you're not really in that situation. Like when you say you got millions of this and millions of that, but really you don't have any of that, but you're portraying that you do. What is that? That's like
I mean, it's all fronting.
That's up front, yeah, obviously.
It's
yeah.
just a front.
Yeah.
It's like you try to put out what you don't have, and then, like I was saying, like you don't have the evidence to back it up. So it's just like there's people that will call you on your bluff, you know, in this life, and it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I be telling my little homies, like, you gotta just, this ain't GTA. Like, you only get one life, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make it worth it. And it's all about your appearance. Take pride in everything you do. And that way, you know, if someone gotta speak about you, they gonna speak positive because that's all you've been doing. But if you do, you know, fucked up shit, you know, then they gonna say that, something about that, you know what I'm saying? And that's all they gonna spread, you know.
You got to be careful with what you say too in this world. Can't be talking on anybody's name or calling anybody out. I feel that's my opinion too. Is like, keep your business to yourself.
Definitely.
Shoot. Once you get too loud, that's when freaking shit gets loud.
Man, so you know, it's all about just how you portray yourself. Like, if you want to be that person that you spread that positive message, and you know, oh, I want to hang out with this person because, you know, he just be vibing, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be that person, they be like, oh, no, don't hit that person up. Like,
and you see that in the culture, too. Like, I love when I can, like, look on my television and I'm watching, like, a 49ers game or I'm watching a football game, and they go into the crowd, and you see, like, a very famous person just sitting with everybody. He's not in, like, a booth by himself. He's chilling with everybody. Exactly. And it's like, you know what? I love watching that because it's like, it shows you like, hey, not everybody is just, hey, let me get a picture. Hey, let me get a video. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, guys, you got to live in the moment. The moment is more special than anything. A lot of people just
be living their regular lives. It's
exactly.
Like, yeah, they have the money, but they're not worried about,
they were blessed to be given that, you know?
They're not worried about being known for their money. They're worried about being known for the message that they put out, you know?
Said two rappers.
Oh man.
Nah, but I love watching that, you know. Speaking of sports, that's like influencing now these kids, man. Like, you got these little 5-year-olds running around like little track stars, man.
I mean, man, dude, it's all about, you know,
they're grinding, man.
What you do for them, you know what I'm saying? You got to just support them in every aspect. Like, there's a lot of people that really had that support when they was younger, so it's like, you know, to be able to put out that support for the younger generation and, you know, have them be better than what your generation was is just, you know, beyond grateful. You can't even, you know, replace that.
You got to be grateful for what you have.
Definitely.
Always.
Definitely.
And like the support system wise too. Like, how's that been? How's the support system been with like your family and your rap career? Because, you know, you hear these stories about how these rappers come out, you know, and they say like, oh, my family always had my back. Like what do they mean by like they've always had their back? Like financially, or do they just kind of just like they're saying, hey, like, it's okay, we'll make it to every show, no matter even if it's a bomb?
I feel like as far as the support, it would just go as like, you know, they've been there since you've been talking about it. So it's like they want to see you progress in something that you've been so passionate about. And it's a good feeling when you got those people to support you, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? It makes that much of a difference when you want to, take it to that next level. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it really is. It's always good to have that support, whether, honestly, whether it's good or bad. Like, if you have that good support, it's good, but then, that bad support, it might not be as bad. It might just be like criticism, but even at the end of the day, that shit, will take you a different level. So.
Sometimes negative reinforcement can push you very, very far.
Definitely.
So, me and Angel have kind of told you about us wanting to be writers as far as the context goes. Wanting to make short stories in general. When
What's like your favorite stream? Like what's your favorite kind of story?
yeah, what's your kind of like genre of story that you would kind of
What do you like to dive into?
latch onto and pursue when you're either watching movies, reading books, any kind of general like genre?
I'm more of like a nonfiction person as far as like the genre, if that counts, because I like those real stories. I like those real feelings. I want to see how those people are feeling in those moments, and experience their life for just a few minutes, and just take in all these different aspects and learn from them, you know what I'm saying, and just try to build from what would happen if I was to take that route, you know what I'm saying.
So you're talking more like biography, like
Definitely.
real documentaries.
Like, I'm just not really that much of a fake person. Like, I like to really hear what people have to say if they're speaking the truth, but at the end of the day, it's like not a lot of people will speak the truth. People are so quick to lie and just tell fake everything and just be fake about whatever they're doing. So it just makes it to where it's not even worth listening to them at the end of the day. So you know what I'm saying, I just love those biographies. You know what I'm saying, tell me your story. I want to hear your experiences. I want to feel your feelings, all of the above.
So let's say you have an opportunity to either create an autobiography about your life or a documentary movie about your life, or you can do an even biography written in a book. Which one are you choosing? And that's a question for the whole table, and I want to pass it around and hear everybody's side and hear how your story would go. And what category would you put it under? Would it be under musical? Would it be under sci-fi? Would it be under horror, classic? You know what I mean? Western. Like, how would you want to persuade your message about how your life went?
Okay. I like the sound of that. So
Start with you, Zay.
I would definitely have to. I would go with autobiography. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to tell a story about my life. Definitely be a drama. Have a lot of things going on, ups and downs. It's almost like a roller coaster in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And then just like action, everything that's going on, it's like there's action being taken. At the same time, there's drama happening, ups and downs. So, it's that's just how my story will be. There's just a whole type of different things that will be going on that, you read it to the end.
Okay.
I think
listen all the way to the end. I like that.
definitely I can understand that coming from like a real kind of view. You'd want to have people see the point of view that you've had your whole life, which whether it be spiritual or fundamental or morals.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying more across the guideline that you would want to show people your morals that you've showed throughout your life.
Definitely.
And
it's always good to have morals. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to live by something. You don't want to just, you know, go with any crowd. You kind of want to be your own crowd and then surround yourself with your own crowd, in a sense.
Right, right, but not necessarily yes men, but people who will be real with you, honest with you, and keep it 100. You know.
And it's honestly like, it's like, you know, like some people have a lot of negative feedback, but sometimes from the right people, that negative feedback definitely means a lot.
That negative feedback sometimes pushes you further
It definitely
than the
does.
positive.
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to see that not everybody's in your back. Maybe you in your rap career today, not everybody's on your back. But once you get to the point where you are successful, you're starting to make paychecks, you're starting to do things that you never even thought were possible, you're going to look back and be like, wow, the people that really pushed me were the people that were negative.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's always good to have those people around, because it's just like, excuse me. But those are the people that, you know what I'm saying, you just want to give back to them for giving you that support the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You want to show your appreciation at the end of the day.
I respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
So when you deal with like adversity at like the end of the day, and you know you have those bad days, you know, where you're just like you can't come up with a line. Do you ever well, I don't want to assume you do, but do you ever have those days where you just feel like, man, I cannot come up with something, or it's like, man, this beat is just not clicking?
And would you put that in your autobiography?
About not being able to make a song,
Or just like you struggle to make one, like it's like it's not coming to you. Like, do you ever have those moments?
Definitely have those moments, because like I was saying before, like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm talking about some fake shit, I'll be able to, you know, make the story a lot more clearly. But if I'm really thinking back about, you know, my life and, you know, messages I want to put out and things I want to talk about, you know, depending how far back the story is how quickly the song will come, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. And how do you deal with adversity at the end of the day with your support system that you have and the people that surround you? How do they help with dealing with adversity or dealing with those days where you just feel like, fuck, I cannot make one thing happen?
As far as dealing with those days, you know, I try to like, I try to think back to as far as I can, you know, go to try to make that shit happen. And, you know, I don't even know. I just gotta, you know, make it happen one way or another.
Like, you don't have like little barbecues, just need to clear your head sometimes, be like, man, like I just need my homies to come through, like, you know, maybe I just need to just chill out, you know? Do you ever have like any of those moments?
Maybe go to the lake, any kind of hobbies?
I would consider myself a little bit of an introvert, so, you know, I don't really need too much extras to be able to set my mind right.
You play
know
games?
What I'm saying? Yeah, like I play video games, I make music, listen to music, you know, do things that kind of just take the ease off, you know, a little bit.
On the topic of playing video games, so with that being said, you take the realization of, I'm not going to be around people, because the video games is a very controversial subject.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of older people hear about video games and it's just not in their zone, which ideally understandable, because when they played video games, you had to go somewhere, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 10. Maybe I would love to talk to somebody that, you know, experienced it, to play video games all day, consume them. But now it's a regular, so you can clear your mind. So when you say that you're an introvert, it's more on the premises of you're an introvert to a certain point of like your friend group, or is it more of like you're an introvert because you just don't want to associate with people, you just want to be on your own, you want to kind of
that's a good point. So like, as far as the introvert level that I'm on, it's like I I would say I don't like to associate myself with too many people, and it's honestly like I'm to a point where I can pick the people that I know that I want to hang out with, and I'm kind of I know what I'm looking for in a person, and I can see how they are by the way they talk, by the way they walk, by the way they act, all of the above. It's just you got to be able to pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know who you want around you. Know who they are, see who they are, and that's one of the best things about life is just meeting different people and just seeing how they are and who they are. Eventually, you'll start to see that everybody is either the same or different, but what I'm saying, like, that's just one of the best people, whether they're good or bad. Like,
right.
That's the best part about life.
Yeah. And video games is a cool way of just bringing everybody together. I mean, when we started working together at FedEx, we asked each other, it's like, hey, what's your gamer tag? And we literally just started gaming, and that's where we feel like we kind of asked each other, like, the more deeper questions about our, like, lives and stuff like that is, like, through gaming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And speaking of games, I'm on the console wars. I'm an Xbox guy, so I'm on Team Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft only did one thing, and that was Xbox.
I'm on both. There is no console wars anymore because of crossplay.
Oh, definitely.
That's more of where
they try to make
I
it more,
fit.
We're all against PC now.
Well, yeah. Well, I play PC too. What are you trying to say?
They thought about equality when they start making the games in 2022.
Well, you get way more access to online games through Steam, dude.
Oh,
there are so many more games on Steam than if you were to go online on Xbox. Like, think about it. Like, on Steam, you can play so many different varieties of so many different games.
Definitely.
Like, there is like a freaking, like, for instance, there's a freaking podcast simulator on Steam.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We played it the whole time. We played all 48 hours of the game.
Only 48 hours long because that's how podcasts usually last nowadays.
That's the mainstream. You get 48 hours of fame and then you're done. So if I have to ask you a question, going kind of back to the writers, but the difference between somebody wanting to become a screenwriter and somebody wanting to become a rapper, what would be your kind of ideal story you'd come up with being if you were to have to switch from being a rapper to a storyteller?
That's a good one.
Got you there, buddy.
So I would say the difference from a rapper and a storyteller is
not the difference, but the if you had to switch from being a rapper. If you had to switch from being a rapper today, you were like, it's not working out, or even if rapping wasn't even like you couldn't be a rapper anymore, and you had to switch to being a storyteller. What either? Okay, let me simplify.
Storyteller, like
you're
a
making
movie director or
movies and books,
or like a what is it? Like a show,
A fable, a tall tale.
Oh, okay.
You know that? Remember those books we used to read, like in high school, the scary stories to tell after dark, Goosebumps. Those are fables. So, like, if you were to make a fable, right? What kind of fable would it be? What category would it be? And if you already have one in mind, would you mind sharing it with us?
So I don't have one in mind, but I would say that it would just have to be, a boy from a young perspective all the way till he gets where he needs to be. So it's just like I want to be able to tell a story, at least, if I can from my perspective, but if not, try to spread another story that people can relate to and just something that will really spread a good message.
So like a little dash of your life in that story.
Like a little bit of dash of my life, and then at the same time, a little bit of what, other people are going through, or, what certain influences can get you into.
True. And that would be the, obvious autobiography that you were talking about earlier, which I would listen to because we were talking about this subject earlier about how you just have a voice on the microphone or even on the phone. You just got that voice. It's very commanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even
It's
with
like,
your message.
you wanna, you know what I'm saying? You wanna, if you know what you're talking about, people are gonna wanna listen. But if you know what I'm saying, sound like you don't got a point that you're trying to get across, it's like nobody's gonna really wanna pay attention. So you gotta really know what you're talking about, and it's almost like you gotta think about it really fast. And if you know what I'm saying, if you already got it together, then and you know what you're talking about, then you'll be able to spread that message a lot quicker. But if you know what I'm saying, sitting there thinking and trying to make up some shit, you basically just telling a story for no reason. Like,
Yeah. And I think that's what like really differentiates like the people who are about that rap life and the people who aren't. Like, for instance, look at Tekashi 6ix9ine. Let's get into that guy. You know what I mean? He's a freaking dead fable. You know what I'm saying? Like, he freaking, I don't even think he makes music anymore, does he?
I think he does. I'm sure he makes a few songs. I mean, a lot of people haven't. You know, it's all about the appearance he put out. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he put out a very bad appearance.
If you put out that bad appearance, you're gonna lose a lot of fans and a lot of clout and a lot of promotions and all that shit. So it's just like, if you putting out the real shit from day one and you ain't never got a fake, then you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, look at the shit with Kanye, dude. Like, how the hell are they able to do that to him, man? Somebody that I idolize Kanye, bro, and it's so sad because it's like, I listened to Kanye's music growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched him whenever he was in a show or a movie or anytime he was on the screen, I listened to him. And then to hear him go off on the tangent that he did, it broke my heart because I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Man.
It's just influence. It's the culture. I don't know what it is, man. It's like it's like you said, you got to pick your poison. It's like something in the water, man.
It's just, I feel like at that point in your life, like, it's just like money plays a big part. So it's just like, if you learn your morals and you figure out what you want early in life, when you get that money, it won't make no difference but make your life better. But if you know what I'm saying, if you trying to live that type of life before, when you get there, then you gonna blow through it like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And it's about that steady incline you were talking about earlier too, right? About rising. Like you said, I don't know how many followers exactly you have, but on Spotify you are rising pretty significantly.
Yeah, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm getting there. I got a few things I'm working on. People are really definitely feeling the music that I'm putting out, so I'm gonna just stick with that same emotion I've been going on, and you know what I'm saying, see where it take me.
Oh, man, yeah, and we can't wait to see where it takes you, man. It's gonna take you down a very, very good path. I can see it already.
Definitely. Check me out, ZAYDALIBRA, all platforms. You already know what it is. More on the way. And we're gonna have this guy as a special guest more because we love him on the podcast. Before we even started the podcast, we had just a quick 20-30 minute session where we were just spreading some beats, you know what I mean, going through some raps, and it was the best. And now we're sitting here talking to you guys, talking to each other, just wanting to get, these topics on the table, get them through. And woo, look what's right here. Yeah, food train came through.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute food break, and then we'll be right back. So you guys aren't even nothing's going to happen on your end.
How are the girls in there? Are they impatient? All right, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? And let's start it with Zay.
So in the next 5 years, I see myself getting to another level in the music industry as far as like networking with more local rappers and even getting myself to a mainstream rapper level, where I can be featured on certain songs and, taking it to different levels. And then as far as the 10-year aspect of it, I see myself, having a future set. Like, I want to create that passive income for myself while being able to afford, you know, everything that I want all at the same time.
I like that. I like that. Me personally, 5 years, I see myself having my Master of Cannabis card and also having my own insurance office. 10 years, I could see myself moving my operation to Nevada and then hopefully setting up shop and planting roots in LA where I can finally just make it my rest and make it my home. So, yeah, 5 years, hopefully start the brand up and get everything going with that. And then 10 years, start moving it and distributing it. That's about it.
5 years, I see myself broadening a new era. Giving myself the satisfaction of I can do it more and more. 5 years. I don't know if that makes sense. And then 10 years pursuing all of the other stuff that I thought I wanted to pursue, but I never really had the time to do. Pursuing all of that extra stuff. Like, for example, learning how to sail a ship. Learning a lot of extra like stuff that wouldn't really make sense.
So
to
it's like
learn.
once you get that extra time to be able to take into those extra things that, those miscellaneous things that you want to learn in life, as far as like, learning how to drive a stick shift car or something, it's just a skill
Something
that everybody
small,
needs to
but
know.
like in the end of it, like I would see it as a big success because for the longest time it's been going through my mind.
Definitely.
So
I also see myself having a couple plays, maybe even, a couple shows out there that we have, written up. Maybe a couple people said, hey, I read your story. I like it. Let's do something with it. Because like I said, I do want to pursue that screenwriting career as well, because that's just a little hobby I have. I love writing stories. Creating characters is my favorite part about stories. I love creating fictional characters, or even, putting my own spin on real characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always loved that. I've always loved ancient characters like Blackbeard, Al Capone, nonfiction and fictional. You know what I'm saying?
So what I did with Adrian last time was kind of let's all get together and make our own story. Just kind of like send it off with a good a kumbaya story. So I asked you earlier what kind of story you would like to make, and you said action. So tell that for me. Like, how many characters would there be? Who would be the main character for your action? What would be your premises for the action?
I would consider it like almost like a small tale, like just a normal setting and a normal life with normal problems, but a broad mindset. Something that's ready to overcome all these problems that life brings you, and just knowing where you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
So like another like a story idea for what you're trying to say would be a guy takes the subway every day and an earthquake happens. Stops the train from being able to pursue because there's something in the way, but he still feels like he has to get to work.
Yeah,
so he has to overcome.
In those certain situations, you know what I'm saying, those certain people will definitely find the way to make it happen, and it's all about that drive you got for what you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they have to hop off the train and, walk the rest of the way, they're going to make it happen. Or you got those people that, they'll sit there until the train gets fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wait?
I'll wait till it gets fixed.
Nah, I love those stories where somebody goes into uncharted waters and they have to adapt and overcome. So I feel like if I were to create a story, it would definitely play into the field of somebody is like the best at their field at one thing, and then now they're dipped into a whole different world where that field don't mean shit. And now it's like, yeah, everybody's good at, like, everybody's got like the fucking skill you have. So now what are you going to do? Because I feel like I can relate to that in my life. Like, I feel like I'm really good at my job, you know, at what I do. But then once I got into this business that I'm in, I realized that a lot of people had, you know, the same potential, even the same skill set as me. And I thought, holy crap. It was a very humbling experience to be able to see the amount of talent that actually surrounded me, that actually lived in the city that I lived in. And that's what really got me going too, because I was like, you know what, bro? There are still people out there who don't want to work a 9 to 5, who want to build something for themselves and do a career for themselves. And, you know, that's all what I'm about to building. And I feel like going into uncharted waters, that's the best way you can do it, because trial by fire, in my opinion, is how you learn the fastest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Trial by fire, what you were saying, and then also like survival of the fittest. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you got to learn to adapt to your environment. If things are changing, you got to be willing to change. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get left behind.
So, for this guy that got stuck in the subway because of an earthquake, what would his name be? Todd Howard? No, I'm just kidding. No, Howard. Howard Camp, yeah. Todd's... What job does he have?
He's Todd Bronco.
He's a salesman.
You think
works
salesman?
in all type of businesses and regarding to making, you know, sales happen as far as supply and demand.
What if he's a salesperson for a bank?
Salesperson for a bank, he would be the one.
How are you a salesperson for a bank?
People come to you and they want to open up an account, and you have to try to sell them like the different kinds of accounts you have.
Is that even a job?
There's a job like that in New York City. I know that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh damn.
Banks don't have like that big of a market out here, like in New York City. There's not millions and millions of people stacked up on each other who are willing to try to compete, to try to make their credit score go up because they're competing for a room. We don't have that here in California. People are kind of just wanting their own fucking space. If you really think about it, it's a different culture over there.
I mean, I could see the culture. So, as far as, okay, he needs to get to his job. Todd Bronco needs to go to his job.
I would fucking buy something from Todd Bronco.
So, he ends up leaving the subway, and another piece of rubble ends up falling down on a lady
So like
in the subway. What would he do?
Todd Bronco would
I mean,
walk away because he's not
if
a doctor.
you know, if it's something worth saving, you know, try to do what you can. But if it's a lost cause, there ain't nothing we really
All right,
can
you know
do
what?
about
Fine.
it.
You want to dip into these waters. Let me give you a more real situation, okay? Because that situation's kind of, I like it, but I think we could do better. You have 10 minutes. You just got word that the zombie apocalypse happened and you're at work. You have 10 minutes before it's all out chaos. What are you doing? If you need a minute, I'll start cuz I already got it planned.
Go ahead.
All right, first thing I'm doing is I'm calling my loved ones, and I already have a location where we're all meeting at, you know what I'm saying, where we can all meet up, and I'm saying, hey, bring whatever you can as a weapon. Bring every vehicle you can, too. Now, the reason I say bring every vehicle and bring every weapon is because we're going to sort through all the shit, and what I'm going to tell the parents at the end is put the kids in charge of food. Think about it. Their fucking hands, they can grab hella shit, you know what I mean, from the pantries fast. And think about it, if you got all the kids grabbing food all at once from each house, it's going to be a lot of food at the end of the day coming out. And then you check it before you head out. Once you meet at the location, you look at all your food, you look at all your supplies, you distribute it amongst the cars that you have, you ditch the cars you don't need and take the cars you do need. You go to the highest ground you possibly can. To my opinion, I would go all the way up to Yosemite, and I would start building land up there. I'd chop down some trees, I'd block off some roads,
Okay, well, how would you ensure that you would make it that far in that situation?
Oh, I have a bunch of gas cans at my house.
What is I know, but gas cans have nothing to do with you having a.
Oh, I drive home.
Like
I'm calling. Yeah, I'm calling my family members. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but
I'm calling them
if
and telling
there's
them this.
zombies everywhere. You're not worried about just gas. You're worried about.
But that's what I'm saying.
ammunition,
Everybody's
you're worried
armed the
about
fuck up.
Safety.
So you're gonna tell me that it's gonna pop off, and you're like, I need to go to the Chevron.
What do you mean? No, I have gas cans at my house.
They're full.
They're full.
They're full of gas.
No, but I'm saying, like,
Oh, okay.
if you're in a situation, you're not worried about how much gas you have.
Look,
'Cause
guys,
at the end of the day,
let me tell you,
need
I
a
have
gun over
tents.
a car.
I have tents. I have trucks. I have gas cans. Bro, we have cans of food that are like fucking military grade, like MRE stuff, like Bob had. So it's like, yeah, I think I would just tell my family members to grab all the necessary supplies, grab all the weapons you can, meet at the location we've all agreed upon, ditch cars we don't need that are going to be just a drag, and whatever fucking shit you guys packed, we'll go through it.
No.
And then you go up to high ground. Think about it, bro. The higher you go, the better it is because it's like you're further. I would not stay in the city.
No, definitely not.
There's motherfuckers who I've talked to about this. They said I would go to the city. Are you stupid?
Go to Costco.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I would.
Honestly, I
Oh,
would go
to
to
be
a
honest, bro,
Costco.
I would go to a fucking Costco. Think about it. There's only Costco member motherfuckers would go there. So you're surrounded by smart motherfuckers. I'm just kidding.
As far as I'm concerned, you'd go through all the trouble of going home. I feel like the best bet would be to go to the woods initially instead of going home. You said you would go home and then go to the woods. Mm-mm. At that point, if somebody's bit, they dead. They gone. I'm gone.
But if I can prevent that from happening,
You can prevent it? How are you going to prevent all of it?
5 minutes away from okay, for me it's 10 minutes. Okay, for me it's 10 minutes.
For me, it's 2 hours. I'm gone.
Okay, you have
I'm gone. I'm dipping. You dead? You dead. I'm sorry, daughter. I'm sorry, wife. I'm gone. There.
like from your work. From like your work to from your home to your work.
I'm like an hour.
Okay, so you have an hour to get home and get everything situated.
You're 5 minutes away.
Yeah, that's why I said 10 minutes for me because I'm literally 5 minutes away from my job to my house.
Yeah, so you're able to go home.
I could get all the guns, all the food.
Maybe get bit on the way.
Yeah.
You know.
Make a sandwich.
And then go home and then be like, oh, it's nothing. This crazy lady just bit me. And then
I got mugged on the way from work.
I got mugged. Don't trip. Why? I don't know.
All right, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Sorry, wife. Sorry, kid. I'm gone.
Definitely.
I'm out of
At the
here.
end of the day,
You
it's
get-
like, hey, love ain't gonna save you at that point.
You could tell me right now, some dude runs up to me in my vehicle, and it's boom, boom, boom. Like they don't even look rational. I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm not gonna talk to you. Get out of here. Like I'm cool. Like the rational thinking in my head goes, logic, reasoning. They have none of those too. I'm gone. You see everybody else having none of that. Definitely something's going on that you don't want to catch.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
So what I'm doing is, I'll try to reach out to see, who's still there,
Exactly.
and then after that, I'll have to take it to whatever leads it goes to, as far as like surviving, gathering utensils and supplies and stuff like that.
You need utensils to survive the apocalypse.
Utensils, I
Use
mean,
your fucking hands.
utensils as far as like, or supplies. I mean,
What would you call
whatever.
like toilet paper and stuff? That's not utensils. What is
Those are
that?
Toiletries.
That's toiletries?
Toiletries.
Fuck you, I'm getting toiletries, bitch. I'm going to Costco robbing them of the fucking toilet paper. I'm not rubbing my ass with fucking trees.
With leaves and shit.
That tree don't deserve that. What the fuck?
That tree's big.
I'll bring toilet paper.
In the wood. When you go camping right now, you're going toilet paper.
Brother, yes, I'll have dude wipes with me.
Let's go camping. I swear on everything. I'm telling you right now. you're gonna go camping with me. I'm gonna hit you up last minute, a very last minute. I'm gonna tell you, let's go camping. You're like, yeah, whenever you want. Let's go right now. You're not gonna remember toiletries.
I promise you I would. That's like, I have a list, bro. You forget that I was like Mormon? You forget I went camping like every weekend? Yeah, dude, yes. Keep me out of trouble. You remember that? You were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm about to go camping. And you're like, oh, that sucks. You can call me up. That sucks. I'm about to, man, I wanted to come over. I want to eat up all your food. Yep, dude, those were the days, man. Those were the fucking days. Okay, weapon of choice. I'll tell you right now. Give me a long sword or an like medieval battle axe.
I got this one. I know exactly what I want. I'm telling you right now, I want a custom lawnmower that goes 10 inches off the ground.
What the
That has sweepers that like sucks the like people inside of it. Dude, it doesn't matter if it's messy.
Wait.
The
10
blade,
inches
the
is that
lawnmower
long?
blade, like a sharp lawnmower blade.
Oh, like.
Dude, 10 inches off the ground. They just go underneath. And then I just start boom, 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 boom.
have to make the blade longer than the shield.
100%.
Shield that protects the blade that just cuts the grass, you would have to get rid of that shield completely, or you would have to just add a like.
I'm not in it, bro. I don't care. Whatever I gotta do to make that thing efficient.
Like if you look at your lawnmower, you see how you have the shield.
Yeah, I don't want them to be able to touch me. Oh, bro, why'd you gotta do that? Jesus. Destroying the whole place, dude, like a tornado. No, I would have it so that way when they go to reach, it sweeps their legs. And it's like underneath. And then it just starts cutting them. Bop, 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 bop.
So why not just a tractor? No. A fucking just huge tractor that you can just freaking.
Or like a driving lawnmower.
No, I mean the lawnmower is okay. You would have to put a lawnmower motor, maybe even actually a tractor motor underneath the tractor. So it would be something I would have to customize, but for sure, no, that would definitely be it. 10 inches off the ground, bro. I'm cool. 10 feet aren't. Nah, 10 feet's kind of excessive. Maybe 5 feet. 5 feet's cool. Yeah, because 5 feet. Because what's the average? What's the average height of a person in So yeah, about 5 feet off the ground.
So you would want them like they're about to get chopped up.
Yeah, 100%. I want them to not have a chance at all. Like.
Weapon of choice.
My weapon of choice would man, I wouldn't even know where to start.
A gun, a rifle, a knife, a machete, a crossbow.
Play to your.
Like I
armor,
definitely
right
do like a
shield.
crossbow, something silent but deadly.
Yeah,
No.
but can you use a crossbow?
Hey, I'll definitely
What
figure
about
it
like for honor, bro? What about like a for honor weapon, like a Jingshui?
out. I would use like a staff or something.
Yeah, like the Jingshui staff.
I would honestly have to do like long distance, so it'd have to be like something that I can do a lot of damage from far away, silent but deadly.
I would definitely, if I could be any video game character, it would be the Warlord
from For Honor.
from For Honor.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you play For Honor?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah. So the Warlord was a character that I mained for like a whole year when Isaiah was teaching me how to play that game, and I got really good with him. And I was like, dude, if a zombie apocalypse ever happened, give me this fucking guy.
I have it downloaded right now.
That game's sick.
No, that game's cool. You know that I've only had like a couple of times, but people come at me and I would just like block everything, and then you press like R or whatever, and then you press it and it's like a boom, they blow everybody back. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so raw. Oh yeah, revenge, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh well, I used to play it on PC, but now I have it on. I think everything. Honestly, they have it on Xbox Game Pass.
It's crossplay now.
Is it really? I'm not devastating at that game, but I can, yeah, I can help.
Yeah, that shit's definitely hella fun.
Yeah, there has been definitely some rivalries in our friendship because of that game.
What?
Yes. I know him and another one of our friends. His name rhymes with Dabe. He's a freaking rival of ZAYDALIBRA in that game. You guys go at it.
That game was too intense.
Yep. And then I started getting into the game. I started off with the Lawbringer when I first started because I was like, I love this guy. He's full of armor. He's got the long battle. He's got the super long battle axe. Like, let's do it. But I didn't play him right. Like, I would just throw heavies, never throw any feints, and I would never block. I never knew how to block in that game, like, ever. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm going in that direction. Like, why isn't it blocking? And it got to the point where Isaiah was like, bro, I'll teach you. I got you. Like, let me, I got you. So he would just kick my ass for hours. He would just kick my ass for hours on that game. But yeah, that's one of the games I liked playing.
Anyways, today, a fulfilling day. Today we had one of the best guests that we could possibly have on here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Jay, all right? Jay's. Say, okay, look, dude, I just met you today. Don't shit on me for that, dude. Zay. Hey, you want to throw all your plugs out and then we'll end this?
What do you mean?
Like your Instagram, your social, anything that you have linked to your rapping account.
__ that one nigga Zay. Or you can follow me on all platforms, ZAYDALIBRA.
There you go. Everybody, thank you. I appreciate everybody coming out and listening to this podcast. Like and subscribe. That was it. See you guys next time.
What you say, bitch? Bet your face, bitch. I don't play, bitch. Look, I bet baby you wanna leave with a pimp. I throw a silence on the gun so you can't hear when I spin. We hit this block and double back, yeah, we gon' spin it again. My niggas good, ain't gotta stress, you know it's us to win. I pull up slow with 2 hoes up in my Benz. I call up Zay and he pull up with they friends.